one thing I'll say, I'm disappointed in, number one, me on not being able to put these seniors in a postseason opportunity. When I got the job and set out with that group means a tremendous amount to me, not only professionally but on a personal level. I wanted nothing more than to have a chance to get them into a bowl game, and that hurts on a lot of different levels for me, because forever in my coaching career I will remember this group. I'll remember the group of seniors that entrusted me in putting them in position to have a great senior year, and that one's going to bother me. But we've got an opportunity. We competed tonight. I've talked about the last couple of weeks, and I've said it a number of times, that our margin of error is zero. And when you got two fairly evenly matched teams, when we go into that, and we don't win the turnover margin, and we play as poorly as we did in the kick game, and then we get on the 50-yard line. I think we're on the other side of the 50-yard line 6 times and came away with 0 points. It's going to be hard for us to win a football game, and that's who we are. That's a little bit difficult to say out loud, but that's it. I think the seniors moving forward, for us to represent them the right way the next 3 weeks, that's my challenge, not only to myself but to our team, to lock arms and make sure we do everything we can to represent those guys the right way, find a way to win a football game. You can always look back 6, 7, 8, 9 plays in a football game will make a difference. Absolutely. We had opportunities tonight and didn't get it done. It's frustrating. You get to a position in third downs defensively and they throw the ball up. It felt like they came down with every one of them, and that's hard. And Beisel did a great job in coverage in the end zone, was in terrific position, didn't get his eyes around, ball bounced off of him. Kid made a play, made a great catch. So those are hard to look at it when it could go either way pretty quickly, and it didn't ever bounce in your favor. But that's, we got to find our edge. We've got to be able to overcome that and find a way to go get it done. But offensively, we've got really 2 seniors that are playing, got a lot of young guys. I thought some of those kids stepped up tonight. I was proud of the way they competed. We did some good things, but not good enough to go win a game efficiently playing together. And it hurts. I don't know. I'm trying to think of another word. Frustrated, disappointed in myself that hadn't found a way to get us to play a complete game yet, because we haven't. And did some better things tonight defensively, and then didn't. So there's a swing in the game there right out of halftime that we did some good things, and then they drove the ball the length of the field. That was somewhat of a roller coaster momentum-wise, that we didn't. I didn't feel like that we played real efficient during that time. So we got a chance next week, just like the next 3 weeks, just like I've talked about the previous 2, for us to work the right way, to go compete, to put together a plan for them to be successful, and then to try to go execute it on Saturday to the best of our abilities, to try to get our kids in position to be successful in every walk of the way that we're doing. So with that, I'll open it up for questions.
Barry, on the interception in the end zone that kind of turned things, I know you haven't seen it on film yet, but any idea kind of what went wrong there?
I don't. I tried to grab Josh there real quick before I came in to go through a couple of those things. I don't know where his read took him. Talking about Drew's read, initial pre-snap, I don't know where it's at. So I've got to look at it. Obviously, that was a big play, momentum-wise, and so I don't know. I'll find out what where the route was, what his progression was, and if it was the right read or not. So I'm sorry, I don't know.
First quarter, didn't hand the ball off at all. Do you think that was just the way they were playing the box, or was that?
Yeah, it must have been, and I think with us having a chance as the game wore on to establish the run game a little bit, that opened some other things up. They've been a pretty good defensive football team, and I thought early on for us to be able to take some chances there, try to loosen them up a little bit, plan-wise. I think that opened up some running lanes as the game wore on a little bit.
Barry's depleted Jordan linebacker. How was it to lose KO on his first play of the game?
Yeah, it's a frustrating deal, man. We always talk about the targeting and in the tackling. You know, the radius that you have to make a tackle is smaller and smaller. You know, that window of where you can tackle a guy. You know, and then when a quarterback goes into slide mode, you might as well. I mean, you might as well just stay out of the way. And you know, it looked to me as I just watched it in real speed that he did try to pull out a little bit. You know, the official explained to me with the head movement down. You know, I don't know that it's a hard thing to do when you're going to make a tackle, guy slides and you got to pull off. But that's where we're at. So safety for our kids is the number one thing. You know, we're down. You know, we're beat up. But I would guess that probably South Carolina is too. You know, there's got guys that you know, with that, Beisel stepped in, played every snap at that spot. You know, Brandon Lee and Joey Burkett played the other spot. So piecing it together, and you know, I've got to do a great job coaching them. And then Therese Hall came back, played some at the Sam spot. T.J. Warren played again a bunch, and then Donavin Newsom. He's given us everything he's got.
What do you think about Coach?
He is he's a senior that's poured everything he's got into this. And I hate it for him because he wanted, like everything tonight, to go make a difference and physically couldn't do it. So he got in there for some snaps and did what he could. You know, it breaks me a little bit. You think about that guy. So he's done a lot for Mizzou, and I want to give it back. I want to give it back to him. So he was trying, man. He looked at me, said, "I'll give you everything I got," and he absolutely did. And that's a hard part of coaching, because you know what that kid, and not just him. You look at Michael Shear, you look at all those guys that are seniors, what they poured into this to get to this point, and then he couldn't go do it. So hopefully we can get him back some next week, and would sure like that for him to be able to play at home and play well. So he's done a lot. We've asked him to do a lot of things. You look at defensively, you look at the different packages that we have done over the last year and a half with him. He's played about really 7 different spots. He's played rush end, he's played Mike, he's played Will, he's played Sam, doing a lot of different things out of it. And he just wants nothing more than just to have some success and finish it the right way. And I'm damn proud of him.